Yes, this row. I said come forward, otherwise go out. Those who are sitting in the last row, you are going to go out. That's all. The rule is until these seats get occupied, those who are at last row, you will be going out. That's all. Make it fast. This row need to be occupied. Let me tell you again, this row need to be occupied. Yeah, you stand up. Come out. Come out. Yes, you. Come out, he said. See, every time you want us to say this, when a guest comes, there should be a uniform sitting pattern. Is it a cinema theater or something where you can go and sit wherever you want? I said this row need to be occupied. And where is that girl whom I mentioned? You get out. Last. Occupy those empty spaces. Yeah, that last 4 rows. Last 4 rows. Come and occupy from here. Okay, okay, okay. You stay there. வராங்களா? You can stay there.
Okay. Students who are seated this side, can you just move to your corners without leaving any empty chairs in between vacant? Similarly, boys, can you move to your left corners so that people who are coming late can occupy the chairs actually.
Listen, listen, all of you, come front. Come on, come on. You want different language? Shut up. Go there. All of you come and occupy the front rows. Yeah, the last two. Come on. Be seated. We will discuss later. Come on. No empty chairs. Just occupy all the chairs. This row. Yeah, stand up. Come this side. This row completely. Stand up and come and occupy there. Whenever you are in last row, make sure that there should not be any empty seats. That's all. Otherwise, you just stand up and come occupy the front rows. Make it fast. Hey, you. Stand up. Go for it. That last three rows. Last three rows. See, there should not be any empty chairs. How many times you want me to say, occupy this row? You all come. Go and occupy. One more row, please. Come on, dears, please. Come fast. One more row.
Okay, we will be starting in another 10-15 minutes time. The guests are on the way. See, as I told you again and again, uh, please don't mistake us that we are forcing to attend recruitments. Uh, you'll have to understand the facts of life. So there may not be many opportunities that may be coming on your way this semester. Though we may be putting notices, you could see all these companies that are recruiting will be recruiting very handful of numbers. Okay, so we don't want you to go without a job. So that's the whole idea. So if you think that we are trying to force you, then we cannot help you out. So there are many students who have not come. I don't know what they think of themselves. It's going to be very, very difficult situation this year. Please understand what we are trying to do. We are trying to help you. Okay, that's the only thing. If you have any queries, there are a couple of things that we wanted to tell you. So during the presentation, please do not disturb the presenter. Okay, we don't want to do a policing work or punish you for misbehaving or malpractice during the any of the recruitment process. But please be fair to the process that we follow. There are students who follow the rules very diligently. I think we should respect them. Okay, so that's one thing. The second thing is the general instruction is there are some students we found that they are taking the test in their own location, either in the hostel or in the homes, though we have said that they have to take the test in the labs. So we have the names with us who have done this. So we are giving it as a final warning. If it is told that you have to take the test in the labs, you will have to take the test in the labs, and it is very, very easy to find out if you have taken the test outside the venue that we have mentioned. And it is not going to be 1 month suspension or fine and other things. You will be permanently debarred from attending any of the recruitment process. Okay, again, please don't mistake us that we are trying to impose a lot of rules and regulations, because the companies are saying that see, they are giving us liberty to conduct the test. They don't even come here and watch us when we do the test. So they are trusting us. So we want to repose the trust what they have reposed on us. Okay. So anybody who's taking the test outside the venue that is mentioned will not be allowed to sit for any further campus recruitments. Okay. So another thing is, uh, see, there are students who are writing directly to the recruiters, the employees on the social media, either on social media or they go on LinkedIn trying to connect. See, trying to connect with the recruiters is fine for your off campus and other things. But asking embarrassing questions, actually, what is the CTC breakup? Are you happy with the company that you have joined? So all these things, if it is going to be your alumni, it's fine. Your alumni getting information is fine. There are a couple of people who have asked the employees of a particular company in a particular location, saying that, are you happy with the company? They have got about 3-4 years of experience, and many of you are going on social media, okay, and calling either the recruiting company or the recruitment process or VIT. So this we take it very, very seriously. Any misbehavior or malpractice during the process or posting anything on the social media will be taken very seriously. Okay, so I have told this many times during the orientation. See, whatever you post on the net remains there. So your digital footprint should be on your positives, not on your negatives, actually. So whatever you post, even if you join the company, even if you switch companies after joining some particular company, whatever you have posted on the social media is taken into account. So somebody goes and sees your post, then that shows your attitude. Okay, so please be careful in whatever you are posting on the social media, and because that remains, you cannot delete that actually. Okay, so see, we are answering our queries to our maximum thing. In case if you have any, since we have another 5-10 minutes, if you have any genuine queries, you can ask me now. Either me or any of the assistant directors will answer. If you have any queries, you can ask. That's fine. Please ask some genuine questions after the pre-placement talk, which will impress the recruiters that are who are going to make the presentation. And afternoon, you have the Accenture Brand Connect also. The shortlist will be announced after the regarding the Accenture process. Not all those who have applied will be eligible for the process. So again, the shortlisting for Accenture or any of the companies is done by VIT CDC. It is done by the recruiting company only. So if it is going to be a portal registration, I think almost all of you would have done and got a confirmation also. Some of their profiles got rejected, some of your profiles got accepted. For those people who got accepted also, it is not the final shortlist for the test process. So that shortlist they will announce after the pre-placement talk. So it is very important for you to attend the brand connect and the pre-placement talk in the afternoon for the Accenture drive. Okay. So there are some students who come and claim that I have 9.5 pointer. I didn't get shortlisted. The students with the lesser CGPA have got shortlisted. So again and again we tell. So this is the shortlisting is done on various other parameters. It's not only on the CGPA, and it is done by the recruiting company only. See, we want to give chance for maximum number of students to participate in the recruitment process. So we don't want to restrict, though we have a lot of logistics constraints. We don't want you to be restricted even for the initial test process. But having said that, it is the company's prerogative or the choice to allow or disallow students for the process, and they take multiple parameters into account before shortlisting. Okay, so we don't keep any of our hands in the shortlist. So whatever comes, we only communicate. Okay, and if your branch is not there, it's fine. Actually, it is not the end of life. If your course is not being listed, you will have multiple opportunities to come. So please don't put pressure on us, because we share the all the courses and branches that are available at VIT in all the 4 campuses to the recruiting company. So the companies decide whether to allow or disallow the branch for the recruitment process. So based on that only, the list is shared by the HR manager, and we share it with all of you. Okay, so there were some instances in the last week that the interviews also, there were a lot of malpractice being done. So some of the interviews happen in the late evenings, where we give a choice of giving your interviews from your own location. So there are screen recordings that we have got from couple of companies saying that somebody prompting during the interviews, students using laptops and mobile phones by their side. See, you'll have to understand, everything is now AI driven and everything is captured. So you cannot cheat the system. And if something is reported, please take it from me. You are debarred from attending all the other recruitment process. So there is no point in coming and requesting us. You will be out of the recruitment process. Actually. So please be fair and do the process. And we will not allow any of your mobile phones into the test process. So if somebody is carrying the mobile phones, again, you will be debarred from the recruitment process. No, we will follow a similar process what is being followed by VIT in conducting the CAT and FATs. So please do not carry any of your electronic gadgets or mobile phones into the test center. If the test requires a OTP or something, you will be allowed to take that, get the OTP, and again keep your the mobile phone and the electronic gadgets outside the test centers, and then take the test. Okay. Any other queries?
Good morning, sir. Sir, my question is that as you earlier mentioned that the frequency of the companies will be lesser after this September. Is it true that the previously in a single day itself 3, 3, 4 companies were coming? Now the frequency will reduce to not even one or even
Yeah,
more
very much.
probably
Actually, that you could have seen in the schedule that we are sharing now. No, it is not the case only with VIT. So our immediate competitor has not got even one marquee offer as of now. That is the truth. You can check with your classmates. VIT is better placed, but compared to the last year, the our usual peak period is between July and December, July and November, wherein we usually do about 4 or 5 companies on a given day. So as of now, we are doing that actually to we are whatever companies that confirm, even if we get a confirmation today, we are posting it tomorrow so that we finish off all the 10 lakhs and above companies before the services companies recruitment starts. So that is the whole idea. So we are trying to push everything into September. So September, you may have a higher sequence of companies, higher number of companies visiting, but you cannot expect this. That is the perception that most of the students have, that so September itself we have about 4 or 5 companies on a given day. So this will continue for another couple of months, which is not true. So what we are trying to do is, previously we were aligning the companies in October, November. We are scheduling them. We were giving dates for the October, November companies also in August, September. But now what we are doing, because of the present scenario, is if somebody confirms the process, we are trying to accommodate them in the next week itself. So we want to clear off all the 10 lakhs and above companies before September. So you cannot expect the same number of sequence of companies in October, November.
So now there are less chances that the about 10 lakh companies will be following up
Yeah,
September and
for sure,
October.
for sure. Yeah. For that's the whole purpose. We are asking you to register for the companies that are offering 7 lakhs, 6 lakhs, 6.5, 8 lakhs actually. So we are slotting such a way that you don't miss out on the 10 lakhs companies offer and repent. So we are trying to push all of them into the September schedule. So that's the whole idea of getting this 2x offer into it, so that we'll push the maximum companies into September upgrade. See, again, we can give you only the opportunities. It is for you to upskill yourself. So we have given a lot of platforms like Neopad, LitCoder. So all these platforms are there. User IDs and passwords are there with you. Unless otherwise you practice on the portal, it's going to be very difficult. So the chances will be less. And whatever chances come on your way, you will have to take that. For that to happen, you will have to practice yourself for the process. So have you all registered for this recat? Did you get a link from us? Okay.
Hello, sir. Sir, as you said, you would be pushing every company in September only. Wouldn't that mean that all companies would have a similar shortlist? And the person having lesser than 9 CGPA would not get a chance.
See, again, what I'm saying is actually, see, the companies that visit us, they visit the other institutions as well. And this year, their recruitment numbers are less. So if they have hired about 50 last year, they would hire about 25 this year. That is the truth. Another thing is actually, there are 1,600 students who have got 9 and above CGPA. So if I have to recruit 25 students, that's my requirement. The companies that have their own tool for testing process, they will allow everyone for the process. So if they are sourcing somebody, some test vendor for the process, then obviously they will go with the CGPA shortlisting. So having said that, there are opportunities like companies like Accenture, Bank of America, and all. They have their own tools in conducting the test. So they don't mind allowing maximum number of students to take part in the process. Right? Please go ahead, actually. Yes.
Sir, I have doubt about the next semester, sir. So you told after that US election market can pick up. So the companies would come in 8th semester.
No, companies will definitely come throughout the year. What I am saying is actually, see, we are trying to push the maximum number of companies into September, October time frame. So our placement season is throughout the year till May. So what we expect is after the US elections, the market will revive. What we hear from the industry is some of the companies that have not come, which came last year during this semester, they are holding their recruitment drives. So they are likely to come in the next semester. And also there is another good news which we heard from the companies that have come and recruited now. So they are saying they are more conservative in hiring the numbers this semester. They may come again when the market revives based on their requirement. They may do another drive again. They may do a second drive, which has not happened before. There is a possibility they will come again. That's it.
Hello. Good morning, sir. Sir, I wanted to ask if we get placed in Cognizant, will we still be eligible for the TCS recruitment process?
Now, whoever announces the results first, you'll have your offer stands there. If Cognizant announces the results first, you are held up with Cognizant. If
Thank you,
TC,
sir.
because the process will go till September, October. That's it. Everybody to sit for the process. So, the numbers itself is about 300 hiring numbers across all the departments. Taking the last year data from Gopal and Amarati, they are not distributed. Possibility, they have allowed everyone to sit for the classes. All campus learning. Only because they don't have a center. There is a 12 lakhs. 4.5 வராங்களா? 16 lakhs. There's another consulting profile that was that is by 16 lakhs. That number is only very less. So this is we are expecting around. என்ன பிரச்சனைனா மத்திய பிரதேஷ்ல விஐடி கோபால் இஸ் only campus. Telangana விஐடி ஏபி is only campus. And மீதி campus இருக்குன்னா they will have a stock going and conducting a procedure. நம்ம ஒரே campus ஏபி and கோபால். Totally 20 years. We have 1,300 students here. I have other campuses connected with Bhopal. If we go on Chennai, they will be sitting in the round. For 4 campuses, Vellore, Chennai, then connected line stream. And how they ask questions? They will send us a WhatsApp.
Oh, so that is their brother.
Get a sample question. Become asked. Coaching நடக்குதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Ramkumar was basic.
Ramkumar, I'm batch one. When I joined Cognizant the first time, நானும் ராம்குமாரும் ஒரே all lateral recruits like you can see in the batch. He came obviously from India and other background. எங்களுக்கு வந்து they came from a different background. But lateral induction நடக்கும் at the same day you start. அப்போ வந்து நானும் ராம்குமார் sitting on the it's fun. நல்லா தெரியும். அப்புறம் he went in a different direction, I went in a different direction. I predominantly work from home. I just go to office 1 day a week or only for client visits. அப்படிலாம் ஒன்றும் கிடையாது. சும்மா அதை privilege எல்லாம் பேசலாம்.
நீங்க வந்து I work from home ன்னா அவன் அதுதான் கேட்பான். Can I also work from home? No, it varies. But I work 3 days in a week. Campus வந்துட்டா office it depends. கண்டிப்பா எல்லாரும் it's a project based 2 days or 3 days. I want courses to work in 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3:30 in the project.
Intelligence is the
generation of the they will
You won't believe the policies that I have now. Question on moonlighting is becoming like an looks like small frame of policy around moonlighting and say that in the amount of clear and moonlighting பண்ணலாம் இல்ல பண்ணலாம் வரும் அதுக்கப்புறம் பண்ணக்கூடாது அதுக்கப்புறம் இந்த லெவல்ல வந்து நீங்க இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் இந்த இன்கம் இருந்தா சொல்லுவாங்க you will start framing something.
Are you saying that they will be
The way what sort of questions complete on this moonlighting?
I have this little spirit of starting my own company. Okay, see if I'm well set. ரெண்டு பேரும் பண்ணாம நான் இப்பதான் என்ன பண்ணுறது? ரெண்டு இன்கம் டாக்ஸ் சரிங்களா? Like now is
I'm going to do something. But if I'm compromising my work, that is primary. If I say my primary is
job பண்ணிட்டு
oh, எனக்கு வந்து you cannot say me நான் வந்து இப்ப ஸ்டார்ட் அப் 2 மணி நேரம் வேலை செய்யணும்
இதே IT startup.
IT startup எதுவா இருந்தாலும் I have committed myself to the set of line deliverables or immediate project deliverables. I'm saying that should not even compromise. I'm not going to helping myself.
Intelligence is the foundation of any. Intelligence is the foundation of any, but it's every good business has.
எங்கிருந்து
Intelligence is the foundation of any good business, but if every good business has it, how?
Of VHS. Ganesh, allow them. Actually, I think there are some seats right. Okay, just an announcement before we start the pre-placement talk. The Forbes Marshall test, which was scheduled at 12 o'clock, has been pushed to 1 o'clock. So after the presentation, you can go for the test process. Actually. Okay. Dana.
Intelligence is the foundation of any good. Intelligence is the foundation of any good business. But if every good business
A very good morning again to all of you. On behalf of VIT's Career Development Center, I take great pleasure in welcoming Mr. Raman Narsiman, Vice President Technology Consulting, Cognizant, Ms. Rofia Rose, Senior Manager HR from Cognizant, and Ms. Vaisali Inbaraj, Campus Recruitment Partner from Cognizant, for this pre-placement talk on the Brand Connect event. So thank you. So we have a very strong and symbiotic relationship with Cognizant, which spans over 2 decades now. So Cognizant has been in VIT for many reasons, not only for the campus recruitment process. They have been hiring in big numbers over the years. So we are a premium or a prestige partner to Cognizant, and they are our premium prestige partner to VIT. We sincerely thank them for all the campus engagements they do on campus, apart from the campus recruitment process, be it guest lectures, technical workshops, lab sponsorships. And whenever we require any help on the curriculum building or campus engagement activities, our first call goes to Cognizant. And we would like to sincerely thank them for supporting us in all the initiatives. And I once again welcome the team for this pre-placement talk. So we will have a couple of videos and then we'll start with the pre-placement talk. Thank you.
Intelligence is the foundation of any good business. But if every good business has it, how do you stand out? Luckily, there's a tool to heighten your intelligence, build on it, elevate it. It's called intuition. Born from human instinct, some might see it as uncertain or anti-data. But in fact, it's the ultimate demonstration of data-driven decision-making. When it's enabled by technology, intuition stops feeling like a hunch and starts looking like confidence. The kind of confidence you get when you work with Cognizant. The business engineers who help you anticipate expectations and act instantly. As if on intuition. The ones that help you employ IoT so you can sense changes in your customers and company. Who crunch data using AI so you learn about trends before they're trendy. Who create software to help you act on your intuition and deploy it in the cloud so you can convert it into products that produce results better and faster than your competition. It's how Cognizant enriches what you know with the know-how to get to the future first. This is intuition, and we can engineer it. Cognizant. Intuition engineered.
Imagine being trusted by the world's most respected companies to revolutionize their businesses and create a smarter, more connected world. Or being empowered to go beyond what's asked and dream of what's possible. We have a hunger to make a difference, to improve everyday life, everywhere. Our team has heart. We collaborate, innovate, and win. Together. These are your allies. So dream big. Define your path. Be yourself. Whatever your ambition, we'll take you there. All with the flexibility and support you need to thrive. At work and outside of it. At Cognizant, opportunities are endless. And you are right where you belong. Passion. 7 letters that fuel our purpose. It's the blueprint of the future, the catalyst of creation. Passion is a superpower that we are all born with. Yet only a few can harness its greatness. Because despite what we think, passion is an ingredient, the key in the ignition, the first line of code. Code. For passion to become the wind beneath your wings, it needs a community of allies. A culture that gives you the confidence to step outside your comfort zone. A workplace that harnesses the power of intuition and reimagines businesses. Empowering initiatives that unlock your true potential. And a team of leaders who are inspiring the next generation to engineer a smarter future. And when passion finds the right tech, the right culture, the right allies, and the right leaders, it has the power to change the world. Just like many of these inspiring women are discovering here at Cognizant. As they engineer their vision and intuition to rewrite the future, break biases, and create impact that matters. This is how we are helping engineer the future at Cognizant.
Someone comes up with an idea, it's a good idea, and we turn it into action pretty quickly. The way that we touch the world and the organizations within the world really makes me proud to work at Cognizant Canada.
So you have this great idea. You want to set up an innovation lab, let's say, for a client. Instead of having to wait for approval after approval after approval, you will very quickly get access to resources. You get access to leadership. You get access to where we've done this before.
It's very entrepreneurial, and it's more of a democracy.
One of the things that I admire about Cognizant is their ability to push and allow people to be entrepreneurial. No idea is a bad idea.
I think big ideas go from concept to reality quickly at Cognizant because we allow our employees to show their skill set, their passion, their capacities, their abilities without barriers.
When we partner with our stakeholders to drive true transformation and significant impact, it feels like we're truly an extension of their team. It makes me actually feel really, really proud to work for Cognizant.
You know, I'm not just helping out a company or a corporation to make more money. I'm actually helping out people in the world, in the community, in their day-to-day lives, whether they probably know it or don't know it. And if you look at it from that lens, it's very humbling.
It's a great feeling. I'm proud to be in Cognizant doing that and helping many people with that solution.
Raman Narasimham is the Vice President, Technology Consulting. He's currently the India Head and Consulting Partner of Digital Business and Technology Consulting Practice. With over 3 decades of proven track record in data strategy, consulting, thought leadership, architecture of AI/ML-led decision support, with extensive C-suite connects, strong acumen for incubating new business capabilities, re-energizing and revitalizing underperforming business units through scalable and sustainable architectures. He is a client-centric transformational leader. Sir, once again, thank you so much for your presence, and it's always an honor to have you with us, sir. Thank you. Ms. Rofia Rose has 20 plus years of experience in ITs and IT industry. As a Gen Z campus relations lead at Cognizant, she currently leads the campus regional partners in strengthening the campus relationship. She is responsible for co-creating a compelling vision, strategy for campus hiring, and executing the vision. In a previous role as training lead in Cognizant, she has successfully transitioned new businesses with effective knowledge transfer and acquisition strategy. Rofia is known for building strong teams and has a track record of delivering challenging and first-of-its-kind programs. She has also played a vital role in building learning culture in the organizations. Ma'am, thank you so much. It's an honor to have you with us, ma'am. Thank you. Ms. Vaishali Inbiraj, the campus recruitment partner, Cognizant, is a regional campus partner for Chennai and Puducherry region, Gen Z HR with 2 years of experience. Her academic excellence has equipped her with the necessary skills to excel in the field of recruitment and talent management. Thank you, ma'am. It's an honor to have you with us. I now request Mr. Raman Narasimha, the Vice President, to please enlighten our students with the pre-placement talk. Please, sir.
Very good morning. Little bit better. Thank you. And do you mind if I move around? Would I disturb any of your attentions? No. First of all, it gives me great pleasure to stand in front of you. And I know it's a shame that this is the first time I'm visiting this particular campus. I've been to many other campuses, been to these schools and senior level learning. But every time I actually go back to a campus of this nature, it brings back very, very fond memories of the first time I would have done it many, many years ago. And even me as an individual being one of someone like you sitting there. When I think about it, back in those days, we didn't have the luxury of these kind of arrangements. Now, today we are fortunate enough to have these kind of events that take place. And the purpose of this event, obviously, needless to say that at the drop of a pin or a fraction of a second, each and every one of you can possibly get to know about the individual, about the company, about what's happening. You can write your own piece of nice little code that gives you a feed back into your mobile phone or your handheld device. So much so that people like me or anybody else need not have to stand up and talk about it. But back in those days, we did not have that. We only had a newspaper where we can just shuffle through the pages and say, okay, you know what, this company is doing this company is doing this. And only when we actually go into an event of this nature, we used to ask hundreds and hundreds of questions, not hundreds, meaning literally dozens of questions to understand more about the company. And in my first time, there was this company called Thermo Fisher. I don't know if you've heard about it. They have an office in Pune. They had come down and they said, we would like to recruit. Nobody knew about Thermo Fisher, meaning none of us. We always kept looking at each other and said, what Thermo Fisher does? Do you know anything about it? That was the age. And by telling this, you should not get a feel, oh, this guy is an old guy, so that's why he doesn't know about Thermo Fisher. Actually, it speaks a little bit about my age. Nevertheless, with age comes experience. The point I want to point out is you may know a lot about Cognizant. You may have heard from your colleagues. You may have heard from your seniors with whom you would have interacted a lot. If there is one message that I want you to take out from this particular slide, we are a 30-year young startup. We finished 30 years today or this year. But the mentality that we have, when I've seen that in the video, in fact, there was a couple of my colleagues actually in that video. So those are not done by actors. Those have been taken using some of our own colleagues. This company prides itself in actually having that entrepreneurial and startup mindset. If you have that gene running within your blood, you can make it to the top in this company. Quite a few of us in this company and quite a few of my colleagues and my ex-colleagues really made it to the start by starting from the ground. This is a company that actually gives you the platform to grow within. There are so many other things out there. We are ranked here, we are ranked there, we are within the 2000, we are within the 500, we are within the 200, we come within the 100, so on and so forth. A $20 billion company. Think about a $20 billion startup rather than a $2 million startup. When we started in about 1990s, early 1990s, our base, predominantly the most of the work that we were doing, we were invariably servicing the North American clients. For a period of time, we diversified. We have diversified extensively. So much so that what would have been little more than 96% of our revenues coming from North America. Today, it's a very nice 73, 75, 25 split. What does it mean to you? Now, any number, any statistic, any piece of information that I'm going to give you, by all means, feel free to think about what does it mean to me. At the same time, I shall also try and give you a little bit of light on what does it mean to you as well. So hold your questions if you have, feel free to ask, but I will check. Now, most of us those days used to flock or used to go only to the North American side of the world and work. But as we started diversifying our risk of exposure to North America. We were actually able to handle customers in other parts of the world so well that we understood the business to become truly a global leader. So for you to think about, you know what, North America is not the only world, but there is a huge world outside North America, including India as I speak now, is what truly distinguishes this company. And when we have gone into these markets, we have been very selective. We have been very careful in placing our bets. We have assessed our risk. We have said, what exactly do we want to do? So for example, we may not be in South Africa. We may not be working in some parts of Africa, but that's a conscious decision that we made. But today, our portfolio of business, our portfolio of clients, and the nature of the work that we do is so well balanced between both North America as well as what we call as the rest of the world. And at the bottom, you will find some interesting ones. This has also been the true hallmark of this company. Now, at a point in time when some of our peers, by no means this is like a comparison, but at a point in time when some of our competition used to actually work for a very large number of clients, which means like 500s, thousands, 2000s. This company's founding fathers actually placed their bets on working for a limited number of clients, but go very deep inside. What do I mean by deep? It is to say, spread yourself across multiple aspects of that business, so much so that you cover the entire value chain. What does it mean to you? It means a lot. It means a lot in terms of saying, even if you work for a single client for 2 years, 3 years, let's say, by the time you finish 2 or 3 years, in all likelihood, more than the average number of people who would be working in that particular engagement would have had easily an opportunity to touch different aspects of business within the client community. Let's take a life sciences client. We work for 30 out of the 30 global pharmas. You go and do a quick search if you have a phone, who are the top 30 global pharmas in the world? The Mercks, the AstraZenecas, the Pfizers, the Novartis, Thermo Fisher also is one of them, but they are more into medical devices, by the way, and so on and so forth. So if you take the top 30 by way of revenue and penetration and where they are located, whether they're in Japan, whether they're in the United States, doesn't matter. And for those of you who may have very good, solid biotech, biomedical, bio-related engineering disciplines that you're here in this hall, there is a value chain within life sciences. There's a wonderful value chain. There is an R&D, there is a clinical trial, there is a manufacturing, there is a supply chain, there is HR, finance, legal, most importantly, sales and marketing. We cut across several of these independent elements of the value chain, so much so that an individual comes out as very well-rounded by the time he or she would have rolled off the project. I'm not saying it will happen for everybody, but I'm saying a good number of them come out with these kind of breadth of skills. You would have also heard in management books, or you would have heard about this T-shaped skills. T refers to, the vertical line refers to the depth, and the horizontal line refers to the breadth. The T-shaped skill development for an individual is naturally built into our ecosystem. You don't have to go hunting for it. You don't have to actually make effort. By virtue of working for this company, you actually have it naturally built into the DNA of this company. So that's why 9 out of the top 10, 30 out of the top 10, 9 out of the 10 OEMs, all these are, we go in, we build the relationship, we continue with that relationship for many years. And by virtue of that, we cut across several aspects of that business and build our client credibility. It gives you variety in your job. That's one takeaway for all of you. Okay. The last 5 years, and someone who was introduced here as saying, this is my 18th year in Cognizant. If there was a more exciting period, as much as it was so difficult for each and every one of us, both in our personal life as well as in our professional life, the last 5 years, almost every one of us would have probably seen the world completely go topside. But a smart person actually looks at amazing opportunities coming out of adversarial situations. That is the beauty. Now, if you're pushed to the wall, a natural human being reaction is to come out with something best. Now, we are going through an amazing phase, because of which this company offers you some amazing potential for you to create those opportunities for yourself as much as the opportunities are presented to you. That is another key takeaway. You will be at the forefront of engineering a much more smarter connected world. And as you will see some videos, and I'm happy to share some very interesting anecdotal client examples of having done some amazing work. And I'll narrate one in a minute at the end of this slide. A great team to actually work with.
And one of the things that has really shaped the second bullet point is the diversity in terms of our business portfolio. So when we started branching out of North America, when we started going out into the rest of the world and really getting to know some amazing work that happens in the rest of the world, we were able to pull back that experience and put it back into other client regions. I'll explain that. Explore a diverse career opportunity. And I have been harping about this at least twice within the last 5 minutes. So here is one interesting situation, and it's not there on the slide, so it is not according to the script that my colleague prepared. A few years ago, just around the COVID period only, one of our clients who is in very high-tech manufacturing business of valves, very sophisticated valves, came to us with a very interesting proposition. They had 50 plus, 60 plus engineers, very smart engineers. They know very well to fix a problem. Let us say you have a pump, you have a valve, and that develops a problem. And you call up that particular company, they will know, okay, you know what, turn this, turn that, pull it out, pull that back, check this switch, check that switch. These days, we don't even bother turning the leaf of a few sheets of paper in our washing machine or dishwasher troubleshooting pages to understand what went wrong. If dishwasher is not running, what do we do? Mama, dishwasher is not running. Most of us, not everybody. So if you turn the troubleshooting guide and see, okay, this is the problem because of which this is not working. So they felt, hey, look, Raman, most of my engineers are retiring in about 5 years. We believe a wealth of knowledge will go away. What do we do? We actually sat down and we were with our back to the wall. What do you do in this situation? How do you get their entire knowledge out onto the books? Because what is written in that particular troubleshooting pages, in most often not, will not be the problem that will actually appear when the washing machine or the dishwasher fails. You would have gone through each one of them. The plug is there, the water is coming, everything is running, but the dishwasher is not running. Therefore, the smart engineer who is there, he knows, okay, you know what, I know what exactly it is. Put your left hand right behind the washing machine or the dishwasher, down below 3 feet or 1 feet. There will be a very small switch. Press that switch, it will start running. Something of that nature. It required a very smart solution to be actually provided in this client context. And this Cognizant team actually done it. It was there briefly in YouTube for a short while. It won a European award, but the solution was conceptualized and delivered by people like you. It was a bunch of young minds who actually came to the front. They used very sophisticated Azure AI architecture to deliver that with knowledge management system, expert systems, bleeding edge solution. It was delivered, it won an award, and they actually want to take it to the next level. So today, if a young engineer joins that company, he or she, imagine, is given a HoloLens. He can walk into a client situation and then say, I've got this problem. The information is fed into his HoloLens saying that these are all the things that you need to check. And beyond that, if the problem is still there, he can always contact somebody as an expert engineer. They actually got out of a situation which was company threatening for them, because otherwise they would not have been in a position to get rid of or naturally let these people to retire. Game-changing solutions is what we have delivered. That is what is that meaningful impact. Any other normal day, we deliver solutions, we deliver applications, we do all that wonderful work. But the kind of things that some of you or many of you would get exposed at this age is unthinkable. It required working with a very high caliber team. So all this saying, oh, I'm a junior guy, I'm just fresh out of college, whereas there's somebody with 15 years, 20 years, none of that mattered. It needed fresh thinking. It needed agile team. It needed a willingness to actually deliver a solution of that nature. And some of them who actually worked on that project, they went on to do some pretty amazing things. they had a fast-tracked career. They were actually able to explore diverse opportunities from there because they then said, this is a high-powered team that was capable of coming up with something when we were really pushed to the wall. Is that a video, by the way, it makes? Yeah, there you go. This is another interesting one. So please do see this. This is
Operating
just
active
fresh
liquid and
off.
gas pipelines requires regular inspections to keep them safe, compliant, and free from unwanted intrusions. Inspecting at this scale takes a massive investment in manpower and costs. The potential breaches of the pipeline could mean expensive downtime and loss of revenue. Combine this with increased regulatory pressure and the difficulty of obtaining and indeed retaining operating licenses, and the effective monitoring of the system becomes even more critical. So, what if a better, safer, more sustainable, electrically powered inspection solution could be found, and all at a lower cost than the existing way of working? At Cognizant, we're combining years of technical know-how in the oil and gas market with our unrivaled digital capabilities to deliver a unique solution to the industry. Using state-of-the-art UAVs piloted remotely by our experienced operators, weekly flight patterns with long flight durations can deliver real-time information to your company, enabling you to make better decisions with more information at greater speed. With data collected from our remote monitoring stations, positioned where they are needed, reporting dashboards combined with live updates from our operators will give your company the tools to deploy on-the-ground teams where and when they are needed, reducing system outages and saving costs. Leveraging AI and machine learning, inspection algorithms, high-resolution imagery, and the power of the cloud, Cognizant can deliver substantial savings over existing monitoring activities. And we can also implement further innovations such as acoustic monitoring, thermal monitoring, and fugitive gas detection. Over time, these AI models generate predictive maintenance recommendations of the overall infrastructure that will bring further cost savings. Let's connect today.
What I told and what you actually saw would have a subtle connectivity. So the team that actually delivered this, when this was actually cascaded to a good number of teams across, we were able to solve somewhat similar, but not an identical problem. So we were able to take the learnings from the first so-called pilot type work that we did into a much more robust situation like what we talked about. And if some of you can even recall the Hurricane Katrina that actually hit the US, there was a similar one that actually hit the state of Florida. A similar drone solution was again something that was developed possibly by some of your seniors. They worked in that particular team. And what happens is when electricity lines and other things are down, our solution actually enabled people to quickly respond to where the particular electric pole was down because they could not go through water. And if they start going through knee-deep water or so much amount of water in their trucks, they're probably not going to get each and every electric pole up and running. Instead, the drone imagery solution that was actually done enabled the team to actually say, look, these are the first 60 streets that we want to cover quickly. So in times of an emergency, the team was able to do something spectacular. I'm not saying every work is going to be like that, but I'm just saying the opportunities for working on bleeding edge, cutting edge solutions using cutting edge technology is right in front of your hands to grab.
The life sciences industry is facing unprecedented change. Pandemic disruption raised expectations for faster, more cost-effective R&D and accelerated the need for end-to-end digital transformation. At the same time, new technologies are giving patients more access and greater control, delivering improved outcomes and creating new business models virtually overnight. To keep pace, life sciences organizations must adapt, and adopt a more human-centered approach backed by a modern, interconnected digital ecosystem. At Cognizant, we deliver technology solutions and expertise to help you accelerate discovery and research and development, break down silos to seamlessly connect data, systems, processes, and people, improve manufacturing and supply chain resilience, and deliver virtual solutions that drive deeper engagement with employees, healthcare professionals, and patients. We have helped advance science within the world's top 30 pharmaceutical companies, 9 of the top 10 biotech firms, and 13 of the top 15 medical device manufacturers. And we can do the same for you. Get in touch with Cognizant to see how we can help you deliver lasting, meaningful transformation and the life-changing solutions people need today, tomorrow, and well into the future.
If you allow me a couple of minutes, so there's a lot of work that we do for life sciences or the pharma world or the health sciences world that we call. For those of you in this audience and wherever they are connecting virtually, this is my personal passionate appeal. Some of you may be motivated by money, some of you may not be motivated by money. But that some of you feel that I want to do better for the human mankind, I want you to hear something that we had done very recently. This is for an American healthcare payer firm. And if you listen to some of the stories that their customers actually have, it is a little bit sad. They go to war. They went to war in Afghanistan. They went to war in Iraq. And when they came back, some of them came back with pretty bad injuries. Legs broken, hands amputated, bullets passing through your skull, a lot of problems. And when these people actually go and get treatment, and because they are in pain, they are actually administered pretty hard drugs, meaning medications that eases the pain and so on. And this company found out that some of them were beginning to slowly get addicted to those drugs. It's like going and asking for saying, I need more and more of this prescription to be written. One of the pioneering work that we did using natural language processing and fairly good machine learning algorithms was to find out, intervene at the right time, that these are the patients for whom doctors need much better medical care, rather than come back and say, I'm still in pain, give me this drug. It will put me to a certain amount of rest and it will put me to a certain amount of reduced pain. It's sad to hear. That is the market out there. It's not that, we went and fought in Iraq or something. But when I talked to that team, and a part of my team actually delivered that solution, that team came out with a sense of satisfaction that they have delivered a piece of solution which is going to improve an individual's life and not send him to become an addict. Think about it. You don't have to react, but some of you may actually get an opportunity to work on those kind of things. Health sciences is one area where we do some really pioneering work. And there are some scary stuff that says the pharma world will come up with drugs which will allow us to live till 120 years, 130 years. Don't take it so far, but sufficient enough to say that there's a lot of interesting work that we do there. Interestingly, given the kind of technology changes, just fast tracking a little bit, given the kind of technology changes that are taking place and the kind of things that you would be coming up with some very, very good skills at this particular point in time compared to how it was 10 years ago and so on. Today, the partnerships with whom we actually work with, the kind of companies that we actually work with, we have really redefined the way that Cognizant wants to go with these partners into developing interesting solutions. And you will see all the big guns out there. For those of you who are going to be very fascinated about working on AI-related aspects, we have opened so far 3 labs. One is in San Francisco, the second one is in London, and the third was in Bangalore. So the AI lab is one such place where a good number of our data scientist team actually develop not only proof of concept solutions, but also client solutions. These solutions drive in two ways. One is you develop these solutions, you show the prototype, you show to a visiting client that this is the art of the possible. The second one is actual applications that actually develop within the lab, because they have to be done in a lab type environment. So synthetic data engineering or synthetic data generation type work, again, for pharmas and other industries, the AI lab is at the forefront. Those of you who would join eventually, you should get an opportunity to go into this lab and work at some point in time. It's a fascinating place, I can guarantee. The third one, which we truly listen to our associates at some point in time. They often ask, where is the avenue, where is the opportunity for me to express my innovation, for me to express where is it that I can offer in terms of ideas. This is pioneered and championed directly by our CEO. The Blue Bolt initiative is the way of crowdsourcing a lot of ideas from within Cognizant, from the grassroots level. Okay, so it's not that we were not good at innovating and ideating, but it was largely client specific, largely project specific, or in a particular vertical or in a particular service line. But here, the number of ideas that we encouraged each and everyone to come up with, it doesn't matter whether the idea is good or not. At the start of the stage, the funnel, every idea is a good idea. You then can put through the entire idea. What comes out at the other end of the spectrum or other end of the funnel is, if your idea is a brilliant idea that actually gets selected, you well could become an entrepreneur. Think about it. That is what this initiative is all to be. I'll let my colleague talk about the diversity part of it, but this is something that we are very conscious about. You will see it in letter and spirit. You will see our organization actually not only just being recognized by somebody else, but at the heart of it, at the DNA of this company, we are a very, very caring community. That is something that I can see from my long years of association as well. I did it on time, is it? Unbelievable. No, go on. If there is it a question and answer session or it's up? Thank you.
Okay, should I say good morning or good noon to all of you? Good afternoon? Afternoon? Okay, think about it. Well, thank you so much, Ram, for walking the young crowd through what we do so passionately. So when it comes to Cognizant, there are two words that stick to my mind. With Cognizant, 8+ years, but overall I carry about 20+ years of experience. So what stands truly, as a different as for Cognizant for me is passion and innovation. So that is what drives, Cognizant. And trust me, I'm meeting him for the first time in the campus, actually. So there's you would have seen from the slide. So question to you, what is the total employee strength of Cognizant? Sorry, the mic is not up there, so someone has to be louder. If you can pass on the mic. We'll have some good interaction now. So answers, it was pretty much there. It was there on the slide. You can raise your hand so the mic will come to you. What is the employee strength of Cognizant? Okay, I heard 3 lakhs. Wonderful, close. 36,000, yes, 3 lakhs, 36,000. So of all employees, I think 2 lakhs employees are currently in India. And I had the opportunity to meet Ram today. I would have spoken to him, twice or thrice over, virtual mode. But this is the first time I get to interact with a veteran. Thanks to you for sharing your time and your insights, Ram. That was an impactful story that we keep building every day. And you've been sitting here for an hour. Does your leg ache? Yes, I know that. If I were you, I know how I would have felt. So Can we all do some kind of energizers? Are you guys game for it? Okay, so hello to students who have connected from VIT Bhopal and AP campus as well as Chennai campus. I know it's very difficult that I'm not able to see you, but you should be able to see us. So you can also be energized. So are you all game? I don't still get the energy. Are you all game for it? Yeah? All right. So let's all stand. Okay. Now it's the time to stretch. Very difficult to sit in a position. Stretch, turn around, see who's sitting next to you. Give them a smile. Sitting behind you. I didn't say talk. Just smile. Okay? You can stretch your arm. Well. I'm sure you would all know about Simon Says. Yes? Boring Simon, he continues to show up whenever we talk in the audience. So let's invite the boring Simon here. And whatever Simon says, we will do, okay? We will follow what Simon says. Now, Simon says, lift your left hand up. Your left hand. I hope. Yeah, left. That's nice. Simon says, down, hands down. Simon says, now, turn around. Wow. Simon says, turn around, back to the stage. Simon says, raise your right hand. Raise your left hand. Simon says, wave both your hands. I know some of you is thinking, why didn't Simon come up in between? So you're strictly following Simon's instruction. Now Simon says, lift both your hands and keep waving. Wow. That's nice. Now Simon says, bring your right hand down. Halfway through, and Simon says, touch your chin. Okay. Where are y'all touching? Please check. Where's your chin? Simon says, or Simon, were you following what Simon was doing? Okay, thank you. Now at the count of 3, you will sit down. Not right now. I still see students at the back who are not interested to play the game, but that's okay. I'm forgiving you. All right. At the count of 3, you will all sit. Okay? 1, 2, 2.5. Say that, hang on. Alertness. And 3. Thank you, students. So, to be mentally alert, okay? This is what we live in. We hear, we say, try to bring in all the information together, synthesize in our mind. So Simon said, touch your chin, and I was purposely putting my hand on my cheek, right? So this is how we get carried away with facts around us. And I think you are living in an era of information, social media, and your dear friend, ChatGPT, all AI-driven platforms. I think we've been depending on them. So try to collect everything, be alert, and we will move into the next part of the session. Can we? Shall we do it? Great. Okay, so he was talking about what we do in Cognizant, how we keep impacting the world around us through various programs and various problem-solving exercise we do, right? I would like to call about the Blue Bolt initiatives. As he said, it's our CEO's initiative, Blue Bolt, which was launched last year. Since last year, we've been receiving a lot of ideas from our associates, employees of associates in Cognizant, receiving a lot of ideas that we've implemented for our clients, giving them innovative solutions. We have solved their problems. The best part over there is 60 to 70% of the ideas that were implemented, they all came from the most junior, most levels. Do you know what that means? The most junior, most levels are the Gen Cs, who we call Generation Cognizant, who have been part of the campus a year or 2 years ago. So that is how we value every idea. If you can conceptualize an idea, if you can work on it, there is no boundary for it. So the opportunities are endless with Cognizant. So we keep driving the innovation, and we proudly say that we still have the startup mindset with 30 years into the IT service industry. So Generation Cognizant is what we refer to the young minds and fresh talents from the campuses. And we are called, Vaishali and I are called Gen Z Campus HR, not like any other HR. This is a separate department focusing only on campus. So that's the level of importance Cognizant has been giving to the campus talents, as Samsa said. So 30 years of existence, we've been hiring from the campuses more than 2 decades. So our association with VIT, our esteemed partner, it goes back more than 2 decades. So thanks to all the efforts, students have played an instrumental role in taking this partnership, taking us from strength to strength every year. So thanks to all your seniors, and you guys are going to play an important role for your institution. And as he said, the partnership and what we do, it is not just hiring. So we are here to say and proud to say all that we do as part of a Gen Z campus hiring team, engagement and hiring. So there are like 2 arms for us. One side, we will have to engage with the campuses, nurture the talent. As one of the big IT organization in India, we have the responsibility of building the talent. And that's what we've been doing by nurturing the talents when the talent is actually graduating. So hiring comes when the season comes. So what do we do otherwise? We continue to engage, we continue to enrich the talents, nurture the talents. So I will now go into a specific about the programs that we do. You have the clicker? Oh, it's here. Oh, thanks. So before we move into 2025 placement, we would want to talk about what we do with the campuses. So Gen Z HR as a team, we've been investing our efforts in nurturing the talent. I think I've said it multiple times. So what do we mean by the word nurture? There are several programs that we have thought about, several interventions. So it can be in the area of research. We call that program as CARE, Cognizant Academia Research Ecosystem for Industry Innovation. So through MOUs that we sign up with the colleges, as we speak, there are 6 colleges, there are students from 6 colleges pan-India. They are working with us in our labs. You would have seen one of our IoT labs. We have Innovation Studio in Chennai, Health Sciences Lab, Insurance Lab. So all the labs that we have students working from the campuses who are working with the R&D team, developing the prototypes, proof of concepts with us. So that's the best part of learning, when students get to interact, get to see the business, how we present. Very specifically, case in point with one of the Chennai institutions, when we tried this out, it is a very deep engagement that goes to 2nd and 3rd year, not the final years. So 2nd and 3rd year is the best time where you have time to take your innovative mindset to a whole new level, and you have a good runway to start preparing yourself. So 2nd and 3rd year students of one of the colleges, 60 plus students, over a period of 1 year, by batches, they were with us in our lab working. And trust me, all of them got well placed. And the best part is they were able to guide their peers and other students. They were called Cognizant students in the campus. The amount of exposure that they got while working with us, it's not about just the technical knowledge and working, on the cutting edge technology, because innovative solutions that they take pride in they see the product outcome of it, and it also get a demonstration to the clients and the CXOs. Those children, they have seen more CXOs than us in their experience with Cognizant. So that's the level of exposure that they got, and that gave them the confidence to win hackathons wherever they went. And we were so happy to hear such feedback from the college saying that if you think your impact is 60, no, it's more than that. So that's a level of confidence they got where they see how a product is being demoed. They see how we put forward our ideas to our clients and to the CXOs over a period of time. That is the best immersive learning experience that a student can get. And we were doing that as part of our initiative called CARE. Like that, we have 7 flagship programs. Above all the engagements, when we say engagements, we go to campuses, we deliver sessions. When we say the technical leaders, we take a good team, they go out and deliver the sessions, talk to the students, mentor the students, evaluate the projects. They go as chief guests, as keynote speakers. They attend forums, with the students, along with them. They guide their, students for their own research area. So these are what we call as engagements. Our leaders are on the advisory board, even for VIT as part of your academic council meeting. We have our leaders on the advisory role of board of studies, offering guidance in reviewing your curriculum, adding the industry element to your curriculum. So that is how we engage. And when I talk about 7 flagship programs, those are deep engagements. And one other program that came out from a leader while interacting, hey, why can't we ask students to write enterprise code? How to help them write a good and a secure code. So today, when you write programs, not all programs, are unbreakable. When there are more users, the code gets, broken. So, but we can't afford to give a solution like that to, say, a London airport or a New York, a city that never sleeps, the utility complete, electricity. They just can't afford to miss, even to go a downtime of few seconds. We maintain that. We are the team that's part of, powering the technology support. So how do we bring, what makes us a student to become a professional and help them write a code? Why can't we teach that? How to write an enterprise code? How do we teach them to get that level, which is what they will learn in the next 1 or 2 years after their graduation? So let's left shift and train them. And we named it as CAFE. And the leader named it and said, Cognizant Academy, a Foundry ecosystem, that we continue to give colleges a component to be built by the students and faculties in a setup like an industry. So you will have project managers identified. So faculties are equally engaged, be it in the research or CAFE. So that is how we've been engaging with campuses. But of course, it's not in big scale. It will be very selective campuses, and that is how we've been doing. So I can tell you that about 80 plus students who have developed codes, and we have also, awarded them for the best code and the best team and the best, mentoring and project manager award last year. Now, another important program, what you see here is the Digital Nurture Network program. This program has become our alternate hiring channel. So that is a power when minds come together. This was not there 2 years ago. So Cognizant thought about how can we continue to engage with students? We've been engaging in different ways, giving them support, more meaningful, more impactful, making them business ready, as early as possible, because that's how our client wants is. How early can you get this? How early can you, make it ready for us? And from the resource and talent supply side, we'll have to get them. So how do we do it? So when we introduced a regional council strategy 2 years ago in 2022, we assigned leaders like him to strategic, colleges as CRL, and the magic happened there because everyone started thinking, being creative, looking at the college and what do I need to do? What more can I bring to the college? So that has been a game changer for us. So the programs that I called about, everything was a brainchild of one leader or the other. So that is how we created programs in a much more meaningful way. And leaders do not get anything out of it. When I say business experts, subject matter experts, when we take them to colleges, it is completely out of their passion. Their passion to give back to their own college and to, the society, to share their knowledge. It's completely passion-driven, strategy and a program called Region Council. So that gave us a vision to Digital Nurture Partner Network Program. In short, we call that as NPN. So this is like adopting a batch of students in a particular college. We sign MOU and engage with them as early as 5th semester. We customize their curriculum. I mean, we review the curriculum, add the industry element of it, and we have also rolled out a 1-credit course, a 15-hour credit course, and curated their learnings. We deliver sessions. If they tell us, hey, I want a Power BI session pertaining to this side, can you help us with it? So our delivers will go, our leaders will go deliver the sessions. Not just that, those students also got an opportunity to be part of a profiling. So it is a journey, not a one-time course completion exercise. So right from their 5th semester till their 7th semester, until hiring, there is a list of activities that they will have to perform, including profiling, where a student gets a one-on-one connect with an industry leader. They also get use cases to solve. As part of their hackathon, we give them hackathon problem statement. The biggest differentiator over there is we provide mentorship, not just throwing the problems at them and saying, okay, good, now go solve. We give them 3 to 4 weeks of mentoring support. We have dedicated mentors for just 4 or 5 students. And that is how deep our engagement is. We tested this with just one college. When we started, it became a super hit. And the other college started asking for it. And today we have more colleges and more MOUs signed. And there are very specific students from AI, ML, and AI DS students adopted by one of the business unit who are providing this support. So 100+ leaders in the last 7 to 8 months, they have been visiting the campuses, working with the talents, nurturing the talents. So when we get into hiring, we spot the bright talents and hire them. And how are we linking to role clarity? So those students from AI, ML, and AI DS, they will know that they will be hired as a data engineer or a data scientist for the particular business unit. I mean, usually, if it's a generic route, Gen Zs are hired, post-selection are trained, based on their performance, they're deployed into different projects, and they will not know which domain or technology area that they will get deployed into. But this program brings them the clarity. So that is how every program that we think about, we structure it. When we streamline it, we give a clear vision to the student on the role clarity. If we hire, this is what you will be, and this is where you will get, and this is how it will be, and this is the team that you will be working with. So every construction of a thought towards engaging students has been like that. So digital nurture and NPN, this is one of the highlight programs for this year, as many students from AIDS are pursuing our course, and pretty much in the last phase of hackathon. We had to announce the result of the hackathon, and it will be they will be moving into direct interview process for hiring. 2 differentiators we truly stand apart in the talent marketplace, in the fresh talent marketplace, is where we offer higher education program to Gen Zs who join us, because we have tie-up with IIT Jodhpur and BITS Pilani. And we call it as a co-sponsored program because you can still pursue your MTech degree while working without a GATE exam. You can be getting an MTech degree from IIT Jodhpur and BITS Pilani. The 4th semester fee will be paid by us. And if a student wants to take out a loan even to start pursuing an MTech degree, we support, and a reimbursement of, say, up to 50,000 is possible once you complete the MTech degree. So that's how we offer a co-sponsored higher education program for those students who want to pursue MTech degree. Another program called Digital Honors, which we introduced 3 years ago. This is for students who join us and realize that, hey, I don't think, I thought I was only good at this, but I wanted to take up something on the cloud space, or a Salesforce, or a Pega, or a full stack Java. Can you change that as soon as you join any company? Can you change your track, your domain, or technology? But we say you can, provided you go through a learning enablement process. We have enabled every moment through learning process. We have created the learning path. So once you join us, after 6 months, you are eligible to apply for Digital Honors Program, where students, currently there are 800 Gen Zs who are pursuing Digital Honors Program. Their basis their aspiration, their want. You could be pursuing some certification, but may not be hired in the same certification or a role that you really wanted to. But you can always look for it, apply, to complete the learning process. And if that role has a higher compensation package, and you will still get it. So that is how we see this as an accelerated career path for Gen Zs. So every program, everything that we do from our campus recruitment team, it is always student-centric. Like how from Cognizant, because it runs in our DNA, that everything we do, it is always employee-centric. Put employees first. So same DNA runs in our blood. So whenever we do, put the students first. How would they take it? So that is how we've been thinking through and mapping all. So 30 years into existence in the IT service space. Ram, have you heard about any bonds that any employee that has signed service bond anywhere in their life? No. So we promote culture of trust. We completely flourish on trust. So there is no bond or service agreement that we sign with our associate or with any entry-level talents. Okay, to bring you all a perspective of what we were doing in campus recruitment in terms of numbers. So last year alone, we were able to reach out to 140,000 students in India through 900 engagements. And it was possible only because of the business, SMEs, and leaders, 400 of them. They were completely with us throughout the year, delivering programs and connecting with these students. So 140,000 students. And we've also come up with, enrichment program, faculty enrichment program, and enriched 8,000 faculties. So all these efforts were recognized by Brandon Hall Excellence Award and NASSCOM. How many of you are aware of Brandon Hall? Anyone? Okay. Then you should Oscar. How about winning an Oscar award? Feels good? You're aware of Oscar? Yes. So that's like winning an Oscar award for us in the corporate world, where companies file in their innovative initiatives or programs in the Brandon Hall. And every year around in the month of August, we will get to know how many programs were recognized. And in order to nominate, we'll have to file it with some dollars. So it's a global recognition, much coveted recognition. And year on year, Cognizant, we've been winning. And I'm very happy to say that 2 of our campus programs were recognized this year. And we won the gold and bronze award in last month. Specifically on the research side, digital nurture programs, those are the programs that were recognized and are onboarding, complete, we reimagined the onboarding exercise. So those programs were recognized. Even NASSCOM, very specifically under the category of Industry Academia Partnership, recognized our efforts last year. And internally as well, our Gen Z program became the runner-up in the Global Internal Program of the Year award. And now coming to your hiring categories, the much awaited one. How many of you have received the registration link? How many of you have completed? I think that's a right question to ask. How many of you have completed the registration? Thank you. Nice to see quite a few, a lot of hands going up. Okay, registration, that's the first step. You will not see Gen Z next or a pro or a different, Gen Z registration. There is only one registration that we have asked you, but that we will be hiring at 3 different categories. Gen Z next is where we see all of you sitting here. Do you all come with the same competency? All of us are unique, isn't it? All of us come with different capabilities. So why put all of you into one assessment and one process, one training, and then deploy? Let us know what you bring to the table. So if we see candidates through your profiling, when the registration is a profiling exercise that you would be doing, right? So when we look at a student profile, we see that a student comes with a good coding expertise, like a full stack, abilities. They pretty much know what they want and they are really good at it. So that is our potential Gen Z candidate. And few of you could be already taking up or have, aligned to a specific product or a technology space. You could be pursuing Salesforce, Pega, or a cloud, or a ServiceNow, cybersecurity, any of these areas. So when you already come with some knowledge, some certification, and with aspirations, we look at that, and those students become a potential Gen Z Pro. Gen Z is when student says, hey, I'm just a novice, I'm just a beginner, but I have a great attitude, open to learning, and I'm willing to solve problems together. But I know I have a foundational knowledge in programming. And we consider them as potential Gen Zs. All three hiring categories have different pay package. Gen Z 4 lakhs, Gen Z Pro 5.4 LPA, Gen Z Next 6.75 LPA. So from here on, you will see all the slides we have put together. We have already given it to you as part of your registration mailer. I'm just going to call out few important points, and then we'll move for Q&A. So 2025 campus selection is primarily based on your ability to communicate, your aptitude, and your ability to program. So we will test all three. You have already started the registration. So thanks to you, you have already started your registration process. What happens next is the screening of application. When we screen, we look at what you have already informed about you, what you have already uploaded as your certification, your documents. We screen all of that. The questions that you would have seen, we will screen every column of it and decide which application will move forward. So elimination round, screening is an elimination round. So if you have completed, I hope all of you have given complete and accurate information, because when we reject application, reasons like date of birth. What can go wrong in date of birth? You must be wondering, what a question is this? How do we feel to reject an application of someone actually, losing an opportunity because of very silly mistake? We see date of birth as 2017-18. So there are students who have given us information and they will be creative, okay? Incomplete information, incomplete record. So we will not be able to process it. We also have our own eligibility criteria to check. Besides all this, these are reasons. So please take time. For those of you who have not completed the registration, don't rush through. Take your time. Look at the question, answer it. And wherever, you're asked to upload evidences, please upload certifications, any industry accredited skill certification that you may possess, please have all of it uploaded. Once we screen, we give out an email to your placement office announcing the list of candidates who will move into the assessment phase. So in this year, all assessment, we will have 3 types of assessments: communication, aptitude, and technical assessment. In order to move your candidature forward, you will have to complete all 3 assessments, which means if you missed to appear for communication assessment, do not expect the link for aptitude and technical assessment. You will have to complete all 3. So communication a day, I think you would have already seen a day. What day did you see for communication assessment? In the student brochure? You did not notice the date? Okay, VIT, you're giving me a different feeling now, because every college, I will give this answer. 11th and 12th is what we have mentioned. That is the nationwide assessment date for communication. However, for VIT, we are going to change as per your request from the placement office. We heard you have different processes running on those days. So 14th is the day that has been proposed to us. Sam sir, we were speaking on it. So exact time slot and date will be confirmed to you through your placement office. You will have aptitude and technical assessment on different dates, and every date will be communicated through your placement office. Technical interview will be conducted in person. So after selection, internship, I will talk about internship throughout the end. Voter ID, this is an important point. So basis our experience working with the previous, batches, have either voter ID or a passport to verify your citizenship. We don't require it now for your selection process. Upon selection, we will need either this voter ID or passport to confirm your verify your citizenship towards the onboarding time. Okay. Provisional certificate and degree availability is mandatory, and we will always work with your placement office to get that. Eligibility criteria is something that you have already seen, 60%. Please do not round off. 59.9% is not accepted. So 60% in your 10th, 12th diploma, if applicable. UG or PG is what we are looking at. The most important point of all that is listed there is the flexibility. When you want freedom, when you want acceptance, when you're empowered, what do you carry as the first thing? You need to be flexible to learn, isn't it? When you want it, you also need to learn. So the flexibility in mind, flexibility in trying to learn new domain and technology is very important, because when you want to be creative, when you want to solve problems and innovate, the first thing is to show the aspect of flexibility. And we strongly believe in passion and innovation. So flexibility is an important aspect that will be checked. You would have already seen questions on flexibility during registration. Is that right? Y'all recollect the questions? And you will also be checked in the selection process as well. So flexibility is an important one to carry. Open to Indian nationals. So those students with foreign passport, we will have few more questions asked to you in terms of OCI card or PIO. We would be checking on that. Any questions pertaining to that, please go to the placement office. They know they will have the answers. If not, we will work with them. So they will know where to, reach us. So the documents that you need to carry during registration, everything is already given. An important point I wanted to call out here is the PAN card. The name mismatch issues that comes up year on year, okay, it has reduced, but we still continue to see name mismatches. So you could have a short name or just two names in your, say, PAN card. But when you register with us, now that most of you have registered, just think about it. If you want to correct it, you need to do that. Because when you register and say just one word, Vaishali, sorry, I'm picking up your name, Vaishali I. Okay. Her PAN card can just say Vaishali and the expansion of I. When she registers saying Vaishali I, is there a mismatch? That's how the background verification team, one of the checkpoints is this. So background verification team during the onboarding time, when you join Cognizant after selection process, so they will check and there will be a mismatch issue. We don't want all of you, to have such kind of a challenge. For those of you who have some, name issues, please have that corrected. So she will have to correct the PAN card, right? If the PAN card is right, she will have to correct the superset ID. In the superset platform, the name that you register with us should be matching the PAN card. Usually, the place where you get a challenge or issues is the last name. The 10th mark sheet is one good reference that you can all take. So 10th mark sheet, this is the best, okay? You would also see in a naming convention matrix that we have already given it to you, should help you have good clarity of different combinations of, names to avoid any name mismatch issue. The best thing is, refer to your 10th mark sheet, your PAN card, and the name that you apply with us should be the same. You know why? Because the name that you apply with us after selection, the offer letter, every letter that gets printed out and given it to you will be on that name. Okay? So that is why we say during registration, please ensure that you put the right name as it appears in your 10 and PAN card. The email ID that you registered, please do not forget. I know different companies you continue to apply and students get to forget it or they change it. The communication gets lost. I mean, every communication goes through your placement office for sure, but there are triggers that gets done from the platform to your registered email ID until onboarding. Okay, right from now until onboarding, please do not change, because that's one way for us to communicate to you, and please have a watch on your email ID. This process flow will just tell you the entire registration, screening, communication assessment. you would have seen a questions pertaining to technical assessment, skill cluster. There are 3 skill cluster. What is cluster 1? Java. Great. Cluster 2? Cluster 3? Excellent. So you all have seen it. I'm sure you would have started preparing for it. So out of 3, you would have been asked to select your preference. Preference 1 and preference 2. So please give out your preference. Based on your preference and the demand that we have, we will map a candidate to a specific skill cluster technical assessment. Since there is only 1 attempt for an assessment, please prep yourself and the system. The prerequisite mailer has been drafted by us very clearly. It has been sent to you along with your registration mailer, in advance. So that you are completely aware of the process and what needs to be done to ensure that you're completely prepared. So systems setup and readiness, installation, safe browser installation, all details have been given it to you already. So all 3 assessments, like I mentioned to you before, completing all 3 is necessary. And we will map you basis the performance, basis skill demand. We shortlist the candidates and move the candidate to the technical interview round. We will map, we will give out an email to your placement office saying these are the list of students who are mapped for Gen C next interview process, Gen C Pro interview, or Gen C. So in the Gen C next interview, the candidate will be checked fitment for Gen C as well as Gen C next as well as Gen C. Even in Gen C Pro, the candidate will be checked for a Gen C Pro. If it's cybersecurity or a Salesforce, they will be checked on that. Or a Gen C, only then we reject. Okay? Is it fair? I hope you all have no questions here. You would have already seen the sections and started preparing for it. All I have to say is that prepare. And the most important point is here. Prepare yourself and the system. Safe browser installation varies from one platform to another, assessment to another. So follow the instructions. So we've clearly called out the safe browser installation. Do not do it on the day of the assessment. It's a nationwide test. So logically, you must think that there will be more people trying to access it and they're attempting the test. If you try to install then and try to do an audio video quality check, that is a bad idea. You will get into issues. And when you report an issue, the first thing that we will do is to check the backend report if you have done the audio video quality check. That is how. So they're completely, aware of it. So you just can't say I have a technical issue. If the technical issue is because of the network bandwidth issue, we can't control it. But there are instructions that we have very clearly. I know it was a pretty long email, but we feel it is important to over communicate and to be very sure that you all don't miss the opportunity because of such issues. And the fun part of assessment is on the day of the assessment for us. You know why? Because that is how when we do a nationwide, assessment, we see the whole nation, batch of 2025 coming together to support each other in Telegram groups. We see them coming together, dear brethren, support. I'm sacrificing my career, capturing questions and giving it to you. What are you all doing? What is the answer for this question? You would see the exchanges. That is when we have our fun. We also log into Telegram groups and have fun along with you. And the most part, we know sometimes when students very blatantly use their own college, email ID, register in the Telegram groups, we see what they're doing. Please do not do that. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help anyone in life. It's all very short-lived. Cognizant, we have zero tolerance policy for any kind of malpractice. So do not try to depend on your best friend right now. Who's your best friend? I know these days, no human. You have someone else. ChatGPT. Who else? A guy to create code for you, a guy to give you speech, write-ups, a guy to just synthesize information and give you, what not. So you have your best pal there. Do not take them. Refrain from using it. Please have trust in you. You are a masterpiece. You are the best person that you can find in this whole universe. Trust me. Life is all about discovering our own potential, who we are, and creating our own versions, better versions every day. That's all life is all about. I think when you cross that stage, you will just realize. I think Ram has already realized it. I'm somewhere I have realized, okay? I've crossed midway. So it is still about learning. Be a child at heart, learn. You can trust your own capability. Do not trust anything else and anybody. Put yourself first. So when you do that, trust me, at the end of the day, all that we long for is a peace of mind and a loving heart, isn't it? In order to receive one, we need to have one. So let's all focus on that, and it starts with your integrity. With Cognizant or any other Cognizant, I strongly believe that having your own integrity intact talks about you and your family, your upbringing, and everything. So you are representing not just VIT, you're representing who you are. You are a brand. So your personal brand is being built. The entire, how you dress up, how you show up, how you talk, and how you put your difficult point across, how you kind of, negotiate. If you have a problem, how do you talk about it without demeaning another person? That is the art that you will continue to learn. So I'm saying all of this out of my love for the younger talent. This is the stage for all of you in your life. You're starting a career, starting something that will last long for the next 20 to 30 years. So if you ask me, can I do something? Do I regret doing something? Yes, but is there a learning that I've taken from my experience the last 20 plus years of career? Yes, a lot. I'm thinking I should have been more careful. I should have done that. So try to do that now. Think about it. So when you start with you. Now, all of you are sitting here, right? Everybody is aiming for a job. Is that right? Are you aiming for a job or a career? A job? Okay, please raise hands if you are aiming for a job. Now, why are you all thinking? It is just simple. How many of you are looking for a career? What's the difference between job and career? Looks like your responses are telling me something. Someone can take a mic and, give me the difference. What is the difference between a job and a career? Anyone? You're all smart people. Trust me, very smart. What is the difference between job and a career? No? So shall we do picking? Okay. No one? Come on, VIT. Good. Give her a round of applause. The first person to take that courage and speak. You should always appreciate it. Thank you for your confidence and courage. Please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Job is something that we're doing for money or just to support ourselves. Well, career is something that we have a passion for.
Can't they both cross the line there? No?
Yes, there is an intersection between the both, but there are times when we put a passion aside and just do it for, sustaining ourselves or fulfilling our
Okay, you're
responsibility.
somewhere there. You're pretty close. Any other point of view? See, nobody is right or wrong. The definition of success, the definition of job and career can vary from one person or the other. It's all about you giving your point of view matters. Any other point of view? Job, career, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, here's what, I call it. Job is what you do, and career is what you make out of it. Right? So how would you want to start your life at the end of your final year, a job or a career. There is no right or wrong. You see the difference? So you're trying to make a career. So you're trying to grab a job, try to make a career. I think he also mentioned it. People move around. People take different roles, different things. There are people who have taken, I mean, I have done that too. You can create your own career. Jobs are given it to you, and you create careers, and you create jobs through that, through many others. Well, with that said, job or career, the last year, final year, here comes your day. And I wanted to complete the selection process, Placement Connect, with a point on internship. Sorry, I didn't turn off my Teams, my bad. Not mine, sorry, it's Vaishali's system. Vaishali should have done that. So internship is for subset of the selected candidates. Okay? I know the quietness is telling me they're all ears for it. 8th semester internship is offered to a subset of selected candidates. It is going to be conducted in Chennai or Coimbatore location this year. It will be in person during 8th semester. So not all selected candidates will get it. And we are not biased here because every selection is based on the skill demand that we get from business. If the business says, I need someone from biomedical stream and with Java certification or a Java knowledge, what do you expect us to do? We pick students and map them to that particular skill track. They say cybersecurity has a 6 months intense internship, and those students who get aligned to cybersecurity will have cybersecurity internship. Maybe a biomedical says, no, I don't want to give internship, get them straight to me, to the project. We will train them. So that's why not every skill track that we hire, because every skill track that is framed is basis the demand that we get from the businesses. From you would have seen from our slide, right? Different domains. That's the best part of working in IT service company, where you cut across different domains and different technology you can move across. If you want to build your career in one technology or one particular product, you can do that. Or if you want to learn different technology or different domain, you can easily move across. So when we get demand from such businesses, a combination of skills, we look at all of it, and then we decide these are the skills that requires internship. Those students who get mapped, candidates that gets mapped to the internship will be notified to your placement office. Those who do not get internship opportunities, do not worry, because you will get the final FTE offer. So after 8th semester, you'll be notified on the onboarding date. So internship very specifically for VIT, we will have to, come to you because we're already, in discussion. I know you will have a capstone project to be completed or an internship, right? So we are aware of it. We will communicate further about internship for VIT students through your placement office. But you should know that internship has a stipend, and this is not based on monthly. It is based on the learning milestones that we have set. Every skill track, the learning duration varies and the milestone varies. So once you complete the learning milestone, you get the stipend amount. A perspective of the process flow of the entire internship. What happens once the selection is done? LOI, letter of intent, which will be triggered to the registered email ID, which will carry a stipulated time, maybe 3 days or a week. Accepting it within the timeline will tell us that, hey, go ahead and trigger the next step. So if you don't accept it and then wait for us to communicate, we cannot. So accepting LOI is telling your interest to join Cognizant. So wherever we see offer acceptance, LOI offer acceptance, we take them to the next stage. So in terms of internship, we trigger the internship offer letter, we onboard them. The onboarding of internship will not be done for everyone on the same day because it differs. And once you complete the internship, the training process, successfully, you graduate, get the FTE offer letter, get onboarded, the joining formalities, background verification, all of that happens. Now, remember the voter ID or a passport, PAN card verification, all your documents check, validation will be done by a background verification team during the onboarding time. So for someone who do not get an internship offer letter, they will get a direct FTE of full-time employee offer letter, from us. And of course, the date of joining notification will be triggered to your registered email ID, the training and project deployment. So in training, this we just have to call out because there are students who do not take it seriously. Maybe they have changed their mind to pursue a higher education, or they just don't want to do it for different reasons. So for those candidates, very in a negligible number, we still continue to see 1 or 2 students do not show up for the training, or they don't perform even after we giving them multiple chances of remedial training. If we see somebody not picking up even after multiple times and not even coming to the class or maintaining the minimum attendance, we will have to revoke the LOI or the offer, whichever stage, right? So training, the entire ecosystem is built for you. And Cognizant is known for training. The LMS, I think if you want to share anything, add on any to the LMS that we have plethora of training and certification programs. Our LMS system is huge, and there is a dedicated team called Gen Z. Like how we are Gen Z campus recruitment, we have a Gen Z skilling team that takes care of the training element for Gen Zs. So we have coaches, trainers, mentors, and business teams talking to you, working with you, the lab setup, hands-on practices. We have created a beautiful learning ecosystem for you to make into a good professional, joining us and giving us a business ready resources. So that is what we do to the business. So if someone misses out, it is your miss. So with that, I will conclude the placement, connect, and opening the floor for questions. You should also. Come on. Please raise hands. I don't know if you just stretched or raised hand for question. This is not the time to stretch, okay? We might think you have an answer, a question to ask. Anything about IT industry, anything that you want to know about Cognizant and not believing what you see on the social media or your friends, you should ask us right now. We are here to take questions on Cognizant, IT, your career, your biggest fear, placement. We are here for you to answer. Why is VIT so quiet? Are you all crystal clear? Was I crystal clear? Is that the reason why you're quiet? Lovely. I know. I was just fishing for it. Thank you anyway. You gave it away. Thank you. But I would love to interact with you. Anything that you have in your mind about your own career. Yes, I like you. Good round of applause again too.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I wanted to ask, will we get a chance to upgrade our CTC from Gen C to Gen Next at any point in the recruitment?
Yes. Not in the recruitment, but after. Remember I spoke about digital honors program? So with the selection process is already set, okay? After selection process, of 6 months into Cognizant, you can definitely enroll into digital honors program. So that is how we are creating that space for you to move across. Sometimes students may not even always aim at a higher compensation package. It is your love for the technology. See, you will choose as per your passion, right? What really is, calling out to you. So you can choose anything in that and apply, learn, and move across. Sam, sir, only one question. You told me They're going to kill you with questions. So I'm ready to be killed with questions. Slow and steady. How many of you are hungry? 2 hands, even I'm hungry too, but that shouldn't stop us.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, here. Yeah.
Hey, what's your name?
Ma'am, my name is Harish. I'm from EC department. And thank you for a chance for giving. Yeah. Thank you, guys. And thank you, ma'am, for asking, for providing time to question. I'm having two personal questions. Okay. Like you told, higher studies opportunities is being provided. Is it only limited to IIT Jodhpur and BITS Pilani, or is there any abroad opportunities also, like anywhere around the world?
No, currently it's only restricted with these two campuses, IIT Jodhpur and BITS Pilani.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. And the second one is like I'm currently working in XR technology. Okay, as you told, love for technology, I have love towards XR development, like extended reality. Previously in the videos which were shown earlier, like I have noticed something related to my domain, that is extended reality and virtual reality. Like, what is the current project? Is there any kind of small insights that I can get, sir? Like, it will be motivating for like some of the XR community people who are at VIT Vellore. Yeah, thank you.
So a couple of things that happens within the company, and depending on your, is it audible? Depending on your level of knowledge in this particular space, you could do one of two things. Let me take the easier of the two. When I was talking about the labs. I was also talking, and if you recall one of the videos, you would have seen a video that was actually having certain aspects which touched upon some of your AR, VR related aspects, right? Let me be candid in saying you should push yourself. I mean, you've explicitly stated it, and as and when you onboard yourself, I would encourage you to push yourself to say, this is my passionate area, and I'm very extremely skilled in this, and I would like to go on to the lab. There are a bunch of people who are actually attached to the lab itself. They are not working on a client project, but they will be building solutions which will be demonstrated to the client. You understood? It's like an R&D mode. If you are an R&D type mindset person, I would say your good place will be those labs. So very briefly in the video, you would have seen some 5G communication, something. That is based in Bangalore. If you go into that particular lab, I can see at any point in time about 20 people sitting and playing around with gizmos. They will be having all this moving around, something will be running on the floor, all that is happening. If that is your interest area, you're young, your blood is energetic, I want to do that for the next 2-3 years, go into that particular line. On the contrary, you say, I want to develop something for a client project. I want to be honest in saying, not that every project that you come across is an AR, VR type project. Clients themselves sometimes work in a pilot mode because bear in mind, these are expensive. The clients also want to test out. So I'll give you an example. So we have a bunch of insurance clients in commercial insurance who actually want to go to the next generation of digital transformation by enabling AR, VR for their assessors. So you go into the building and assess everything by just wearing this device. We build solutions of that nature, but those will be a small percentage of the total number of projects that are happening out there. And that small percentage is not zero. It's limited. But what gets done a lot more in the lab, because the world is just about beginning to accept all these technologies at scale. So it has come out of its R&D lab mode, and clients want to pilot all these work. So I would say, if that is a niche area that you want to specialize in, you should target getting into that lab as your obsession.
Hey, in my experience, even as a L&D person before this role, okay, a few years ago. We have already implemented AR, VR in training the new associates. So we keep adopting technology ourselves. Okay, any more questions?
Good morning, ma'am, and good morning, sir. My name is Anuja. I have a question that you said you'll support us for MTech degrees. So is it all for like all of us? Like I'm from mechanical background. For if I want to pursue, will I get also, or you prefer CSIT people and they are pursuing that?
That I'm not sure. We'll have to look at the brochure, but I think it is open to have any, MTech degree, but very specifically, we can check, let you know.
And is it only for MTech or MBAs and all? Thought.
MTech, that's clear. Right now it's MTech. But you can even take MBA. There are different programs that we have, but very specifically for, Gen Zs, we have, MTech programs.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. I want to know how the career opportunities in blockchain.
That's a buzzword, isn't it? Somebody has to ask a question on blockchain.
There is a blockchain competency, by the way, it's very strong in Bangalore. They do a lot of work in BFS. But by blockchain, you didn't mean working on some dodgy digital currency and all that, right?
DApps.
Yes.
DApps, like that.
Digital currencies related work?
Decentralized applications.
Okay, so please do understand, there is a larger macroeconomic effect of a lot of countries having their own doubts and suspicions about digital currencies. Okay, I'm sure you must be abreast of what is happening out there. Equally said, yes, primarily the North American market is still betting on digital currencies by private operators, not by the central banks. Our blockchain related work is a little bit more exposed in insurance and to a certain extent in real estate, travel and hospitality sector. Because of the banking crisis that happened 2 years ago or just around the COVID period when several US banks went into closure and they had a lot of exposure to these kind of dodgy Bitcoin currencies, not Bitcoin, but digital currencies. Our clients, it's not Cognizant. Our clients are very skeptical about launching big blockchain projects. But we have within Cognizant a blockchain center of excellence, which does limited amount of work. It is bound to take off when you come out of that hype cycle. Watch out. Like your colleague who asked a question around AR, VR, you may also fall into a similar category, but it's not zero, but we do a good amount of work in blockchain.
Any more questions? Any questions from Bhopal, AP, Chennai campus?
Are they posting questions in your group?
There's a question from Chennai campus, madam.
Okay.
Student don't have last name in PAN card, but in Superset portal it is mandatory asking the last name. What shall we?
Sir, it's specific. Kindly have a check with your mark sheets, right? So in your mark sheet, if you have like 2 names or a single name, make sure that you have the same name in your PAN. So whatever name you're having in your mark sheet, have the same name changed in your PAN and upload that name in your Superset as well.
So Vaishali, so in the PAN card, should they add the last name? Because there is no last name in the PAN card.
They'll have to edit the PAN is what I'm trying to tell.
So change, name change in your PAN card. And the reason why we tell you now is because you have some time to correct it. By the way, Vaishali has done that herself 3 years ago when she joined. That's why I put her onto this question. Why do you clap for that, my lord? I know you're all hungry. If you don't have questions, we can conclude. Okay, so we will conclude. Thank you so much for your patient listening. And this is your year of great decision making. So I wish all of you make your parents' institution proud, make yourself proud. God bless all your efforts in your placement season. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so as a token of respect, I request our director sir to hand over some photographs. Mr. Raman Narasimhan. And Rofia Rossi. And Vaishali. Fine. Almost we are at end of the session. So it's an honor for me to deliver my vote of thanks in front of the inspirational leaders from Cognizant. I know you all are hungry. Okay, I'm going to end up with the names. Mr. Raman Narasimhan, thank you so much for being with us, sir. Ms. Rofia Rose, thank you so much for being with us, madam. And Ms. Vaishali, thank you so much. And last but not least, all my dear students, thank you so much for your wonderful cooperation. Without you all, we cannot do any event. Let us give a big round of applause for all of us. Thank you. And please be stay there. One photograph with all of you. Okay, so please stay there.
Okay, just a small announcement. I think we are running late. Have a quick lunch and assemble back in your respective venues for the Accenture PPT and the process. Okay, at 2 o'clock.